Hey.
Yo, what's up?
Man.
DJ Nate Jeezy, what's good?
What's up, Devin? We got a good show tonight, right?
Yo, we do. We got some dope people in the building, man.
Who we got?
We got Daryl Williams.
Okay, who else?
Yo, we also got Kazai the Poet, man.
Kazai, she's nice. I've
Yeah,
heard her poetry.
bro.
Who else we got?
We got me. And we got you,
And
man.
we got me.
You got you in the ones and twos, bro. Just doing your thing, man.
That's what's up.
Let me get out of your way, bro.
It's gonna be a dope show, man.
Dope show, dope show.
Thanks a lot.
Welcome to One Honest Nation TV. I'm your host, Devin. We got a great show for you guys tonight. We got a special talent in Kazai the Poet. We got a special guest, Daryl A. Williams. And we got my man, Nate Jeezy, holding us down. Y'all ready for it? But today, I want to get into the topic of the night. Whatever happened to us just being Generation Y? I guess at some point, the world must have turned on us. Because when people always speak about millennials, it's always negative as hell. Seriously. Okay, look, there's literally a book that was released in 2006 by psychologist Gene Twenge called Generation Me: Why Young Americans Are More Confident, Assertive, Entitled, and More Miserable Than Ever Before. There also was a cover story published in Time magazine back in 2013 named The Me, Me, Me Generation. The Me, Me, Me Generation. The savagery in that article. Did anybody read it? It stated that for millennials, the incidence of narcissistic personality disorder is nearly 3 times as high for people in their 20s as for the generation that's now 65 or older. That's just according to the National Institute of Health. It also stated that development is stunted. More people ages 18 to 29 live with their parents than with a spouse. And we're all so lazy. Don't get me wrong, they got their statistical data, their studies, their expert quotes, and the proof we all love so very much. It has some of the optimistic ending though, if your self-esteem didn't drop to nearly suicidal levels by the time you finish reading it. I really wish our elders spent more time talking about context rather than who we are with so much disdain. Right now, on this show, I'm gonna give us a new title. We are no longer millennials, but Generation Recession. How about that? I swear, people act like it never happened to us. Like we got skipped. Look, I got friends who came home from college and are still working at Fridays right now. And allegedly, with everything that's wrong with America, and we're faulted for everything the older generation doesn't like. Blockbuster went out of business. The reason why? Those damn millennials and that internet, the Google, self-checkout at the grocery store. Those stupid, impatient millennials. They're the reason why I got replaced by these stupid touch computer machines. Look, I feel you, grandma. But maybe if you counted money and bad groceries as well as you complain about me, the outcome would be a bit different. I'm just saying. And I'm not sorry to say that either. It's true. They feel like we should be so much more accomplished than what we are. More of us actually go to college, despite tuition being 850% more than what they would have paid. Houses are 294% more. That's what we're faced with. Sorry if we're bothered by it. Then on top of all of that, we have desire to seek intimate companionship. Sometimes I honestly wish I had no interest in dating. Dating is single-handedly the biggest challenge in life. Especially with today's woman. Everything has to be perfect. Your car can't be older than 2006. You got to wear Sperry's. And wherever you go, it's got to be somewhere she ain't never been before. Look, this is One Honest Nation TV. Now I'm your host, Devin. Can I be honest with you tonight? So for our first guest, we have Daryl A. Williams, a father, psychologist, publisher, and self-proclaimed dating expert. Daryl A. Williams. Now Nice to see
Young
you.
man, how are
Nice
you?
to see you.
Nice seeing you as well.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for coming out tonight. Thanks for coming out tonight.
No problem. Thanks for having me here.
No problem. No problem, man. We're gonna have a great conversation tonight. But first, I wanted to, start by telling you a little bit about me. Like, first of all, I'm a 25-year-old, and me and a lot of my peers, we're looking for a wife. Expectations are higher than ever before. And I feel like my generation seems to have lost the nuances of dating. Things like courting, more than ever, apps like Tinder, it's just made it easier to smash. Porn is a click away, and instant gratification is popular. But companionship is a basic human need. So how is someone my age is supposed to navigate this?
Well, first of all, one of the things that you stated about yourself when you said courting, you used the word courting.
Yeah.
Well, first you date before you court. Courting is when you're involved with a woman with the desire of getting married to that woman. Unfortunately, a lot of people date and thinking that dating is courting, which it is not. They're two different things. Dating, you could date multiple people.
Okay.
You only court one woman because that's the woman that you're going to marry, that you know that you're going to marry.
Okay.
So change when you speak upon your peers about dating and courting or meeting someone, make sure you understand that you're dating them first, and then you find that one, take the other 2, 3, 4, kick them to the side, and you court that one, and you'll be all right. But here's the thing, I'm gonna say to that also, you're 25.
Yes.
There are 5 essential things that a man,
Only 5?
listen to me,
Okay.
listen to me,
Okay.
5, that a man, not a male, and let me explain that, let me explain that. A woman, I don't know of any woman who's given birth to a man.
That's true.
You're born male and female, okay? I know some 25-year-old men like yourself.
Okay.
I know some 50-year-old males,
Wow.
meaning that they aren't men yet.
Okay.
Why do I say that? Because they don't possess the 5 things that are essential of having a wife. What are those things? A man is or should be able to provide, protect, cultivate, lead, and be a visionary.
Okay.
You step to a woman with that. I don't know any woman on this God's green earth who will push you aside. If she does, you're not the problem. She is. She's not ready.
Okay. Now, how would you go about, I guess, let's just say, initial reactions, initially seeing someone?
Okay.
How do you distinguish yourself from other men?
Well, it's quite simple. You just be yourself.
Okay.
Nothing changes.
I got you.
Nothing changes. Things are still the same in terms of you being a man.
Gotcha.
Nothing changes. This is what has happened. When I was growing up, when I was, 20, 21, in the 80s, we didn't have the social media blast that we have today.
Understandable.
Everything that we did back then, it was time delayed. So you didn't know about something. If something happened yesterday, we found out 2 days later maybe, or maybe a day later.
Okay.
Today, you said something very profound, instant gratification. Everything is instant oatmeal today. Something can happen on this set right now, and it could be out worldwide in 5 seconds. That's a problem.
It's a problem.
Yes, that's a problem. That has changed.
Okay.
But you or us, we as people, male and female, or man and woman, we haven't changed. We still can do the same things. You still do the same things back in the 50s. They used to wear suits and ties. I don't care where you went, the laundromat, the movie theater, you went out to dinner, they all wore suits and ties. Today, man, pants hanging off their butt. But if you come and you still present yourself like a man, from back then, she's not gonna have a choice but to look at you and respect you. And again, as I said before, if she does not, you're not the problem. She is.
Interesting. So let's just say this.
But it starts with you.
It definitely starts with you.
It starts with you. It starts with you, the man.
Okay.
Because a woman is supposed to sit back and prepare herself for you. No woman should go find and look for a man.
Okay.
No woman. Okay?
Okay. Now I know you're making some very definitive statements, and some of the statements I do agree with.
Okay.
What is your kind of standard of your beliefs?
In terms of religion?
I guess in terms of why do you believe what you believe? Is it because of experience? Is it because of?
Well, that too.
Okay.
But honestly, it's the simplicity of it all.
Okay.
The Bible lays it all out. It's simple. It is simple. You can have a person, math. I'm gonna use this analogy. You have some people who may not think 2 + 2 = 4. They'll try to give you some other kind of scenario. But the simplicity of it all is that 2 + 2 is 4. But you got so many people who try to maneuver around that to make it harder than what it is. Well, that's what I mean when I say it's simplicity. It's simple. It's just simple. If you read the Bible, if you try your best to follow it. Now, I'm not trying to get religious here, but I'm just saying the simplicity. Your question, the simplicity of it all. If you follow the simple rules, again, I'm gonna go back to those 5 essential things. If you just follow those, possess those 5 things, you would not have a problem. I can guarantee you, you would not have a problem.
Gotcha.
And dating or courting that woman.
Gotcha. Now you touched on something about males, and you said that you know a 50-year-old male and you know 25-year-old men.
Yes.
What is outside of those? Are those 5 things the threshold of manhood?
Yes, I would say yes.
Okay.
And allow me to explain that. My son he just graduated from grad school.
Congrats.
I don't smoke, I don't drink. My son doesn't smoke, my son doesn't drink. My son is a man.
Okay.
At 24, my son is a man. He pays his own bills, car note, insurance. My son is a man.
Okay.
I can assure you that. And he's been with this young lady, he's been courting this young lady since they were juniors in high school. Now, of course, in high school, he didn't know what was, but as he got a little older, once they became juniors in undergrad, he told me then, that's gonna be my wife. And I said, oh, okay, well, you have to do your part. So yes, I know a 23, 24-year-old grown man.
So what I'm sensing from some of your answers is that accountability, responsibility, and being intentional are kind of key.
Absolutely, accountability is the key.
Okay.
You have to hold yourself accountable. And a woman should hold you accountable. That's why I say you possess those 5, if you possess those 5 things. Because women know. Women want to, they want to have someone, I don't want to necessarily use the word lead them, but someone to secure them, have them be secure. They could be secure within themselves. We all can, but we're not meant to be alone.
Gotcha.
You understand?
Okay.
We're not meant to be alone. You have some people say, I'm okay by myself. Man, that's okay, that's fine for a minute, but we're not meant to be alone. We're meant to love abundantly and share that love, everything that we have inside, we're meant to share that with someone.
Okay, okay. Now, let's just say this. I know a lot of the times, like, the culture is definitely changing, and we could all sense that. So how do you go about, I guess, respecting a woman's independence, but also treating her as a woman of value while leading?
Well, that's tricky.
Okay.
I'll explain that, because if you have 2 rams, males, what do you always see them do when they're fighting, jockeying for position?
Butt heads.
Boom! They butt heads, right? You can't have 2 alphas in a household.
Okay.
You can, but it's not gonna work. Well, I'm not gonna say it's not gonna work. Let's just say it's gonna be difficult.
Okay.
It's gonna be difficult.
Difficult.
Things that should be simple.
Okay.
The simplicity of it all, those 2 alphas are gonna make it difficult. They're gonna make it hard.
Gotcha.
But again, it all falls on the male. I always say this. Anytime a relationship falters, I would say 95% of the time it's the male's fault.
Wow.
Because if he possessed those 5 things, I can probably guarantee you that woman will not go anywhere.
And let's reiterate those 5 things one more time. Let's spend some time on those.
Okay. Provide. Protect.
Cultivate.
Be a visionary.
Be a visionary.
And lead.
And lead.
And lead. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. If you do that and you do your part, but the actions behind every last one of those, you have to have action behind it.
Action.
She's not gonna go anywhere. Now, if you find a relationship that faltered, ask that man, not the woman, ask that man, did you do all these things? Did you slack in any of those things?
Okay.
If he says yes to any of them, then that's where the relationship went wrong.
So you definitely gave us some great information tonight. And where can people continue the conversation with you?
You can reach me on Facebook, at Darrell A. Williams at Facebook. Also, you can go to my website, dawilliamsite.com.
dawilliamsite.com.
Yes, I have a blog there where people can ask questions, as you've done so this evening, and I'll reply to them ASAP.
Gotcha.
And, so those are two places.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you once again.
No, thank you. Appreciate it. All right.
All right. Our special guest for tonight is a good friend of mine, originally from Memphis, Tennessee, but is now one of DMV's very own. She's a spoken word phenom who at the age of 7 began her career as a writer, penning life through her own eyes. Here to perform selections from her latest album, please welcome to the stage, Kazaa the Poet.
Attempt to wrap your mind around the fact that you can make an impact. You can be the difference in what goes on in the lives of others. Touch another sister or brother laced with the love of the God above us. See, we contain the tools to quiet the temper of fools, to make any conversation like school, to fill any mental pool with our words, when heard positively, could possibly be living waters flowing through a barren mental desert, offering a painful life, a fleeting moment of pleasure. It's hard to even measure what these kind words can do, just to think of somebody other than you. Can you imagine that you have the power to change a life, restrain some strife, encourage the downtrodden to reach for the highest heights? That's right. Don't have to be in the form of a song or a poem or so lyrically sound that nothing hotter can be found. Perfection is not the key here. All a lot of people want is just for you to be near and help heal me here, intertwine my mind with comforting thoughts and soothing words and move these herds of negativity that are racking my nerves. So let's take advantage of the advantage we possess. It takes one voice to start the process to reach the masses, and if we don't want anything less, we should only want the best for our people. Yes, don't follow me, follow him. Keep your eyes on that gem of a prize, the high calling. While the world is not falling, our purpose is not complete until we can meet at God's feet, and he says, your words help draw the masses to me. Glasses, check. Gear, check. Flyer sneakers copped with what's left of his check. Unhappy with just happy. Status based on second glances. Broken necks mean more than that. Impress. Can't take any chances. This is his high. So you might catch him flexing while he's floating. Cloud 9. His guys call him fly and he loves it. He catches the girl's eyes. No greater feeling he can find above it. A love for life and what it brings is such a foreign concept. He broke himself just to impress, like we're judging him for a contest. I guess it's cool in its way, but I'm worried about the context. If his life were an open book, there would be no content. Except for when he was a youngin', when the poverty line was nothing but a meal a day was something. At the tender age of 5, he made himself a promise. As soon as he got on, he would never go hungry. Not only referring to his stomach, but also his pockets and the clothes on him. They seem to weigh heaviest on his conscience. So now he's a prisoner of the things he values most. Logos and barcodes make him feel at home, but he's so cold. Comfort only found in the arms of what he has on. His favorite rapper wore because of the price tag, but he's searching for the warmth. He wears a chain so he can say that Jesus hangs with him. Can't articulate well, so he lets his tattered skin explain to them. Snapbacks and fitteds, backpacks and clickers, fast track to nowhere because he just rather kick it. His image is based on the images he sees. Overvalues social status, undervalues a degree. The latest and the greatest, his personal decree, subscribes to the belief of whatever plays in his beats. Oh boy. So I guess the next step is to figure out who's to blame. Who to point the finger at and to shake our heads in shame? That's just our way. Before solving the issue, we're pressed to find out who to charge it to. Well, I'll make it easy on all of us. Blame it on the cool. Now, her name is irrelevant. No, it's not my story. It's hers. I'm just telling it. She's 9 years my junior with an in-belly resident. Swore she'd be the only one who never fell for it. I wanted to believe her because she's so intelligent. But because I'm introspective, I easily spotted evidence. Facebook pictures in the mirror with a fistful of cash. Clothes fitted her figure, guys whispered and glanced as she slithered past. Boyfriend at the boo thing. Nothing ever seemed to last. Till I noticed her rub her neck and inquired about the gash. Mommy dearest, always the furthest and the nearest, frustrated with her bad decisions. Instead of fixing, mama would get to hitting. Whoever was in her path would incur her wrath. Blow after blow reached past their skin, right into their souls. Foster home after foster home never felt like she belonged. Even after a reunion with mom, the house never quite felt like home. She says her baby brother's gone mentally. Functioning under the assumption he'll get right. Eventually, she believes he is her responsibility. But how can a child raise a child? Realistically, that means baby plus baby plus baby makes 3. So in order to keep up appearances and maybe feel significant, they do what everyone else does. Act like life's magnificent. It's pitiful to see their attempts to trudge along. Do we help? Nah. We just sit and judge them all. And that's unfair. So I guess the next step is to figure out who's to blame. Who to point the finger at and shake our heads in shame. That's just our way. Before solving the issue, we're pressed to find out who to charge it to. Well, I'll make it easy on all of us. Blame it on the cool. We'll explain the cool, Keziah. Gladly. The cool is a concept that equates the notion of having to the indication that an individual is happy. It is the mask of satisfaction that popularity wears, pressing issues deeper within in attempts to replace them with the need to fit in. It appears like the enemy, tearing away from identity, blinding their eyes to what may have been sown into the very vessel that was sent forth to fulfill some needs. It snatches souls from purpose. It whispers to them, "You're worthless unless you do what we do, watch what we make, and buy what we say." Purchased. They formulated an answer, and it's cancer, eating away at insides until the outside is held ransom, captive, voluntary retention. When we start bending, we start blending. So I'm rendering these words to decry the deifying of media and society, pretending it has all the answers while transforming us into a dying breed, following like a flock of sheep, but we're being led by wolves who have effectively and cleverly disguised themselves as the cool.
So I'm Keziah the poet. And
Are you?
Yeah.
I thought I was Keziah the poet.
I'm reading the prompter. Come on.
Oh. Well, they should probably
Oh,
change
wait. Oh, I'm Devin Wheeler.
Gotcha.
And this is One Honest Nation, right?
That's right.
So
Got
we're at DCTV.
Right, we are.
And this is a show.
This is a show.
This is the show.
Mhm.
So I'm hosting.
Your host, Devin.
I'm hosting.
And I'm Keziah,
And you're Keziah.
the poet.
Got you.
Yeah.
Black Panther. It is no secret. Black Panther has been a box office success. It just keeps breaking records. I guess you don't ask a bird how to fly, you just gotta let it do what it do. Take that, take that. I don't think Diddy had anything to do with this movie, but I feel like he just butt in with that. Take the soundtrack, get back to me. Anyway, as a press time, Black Panther has become the highest grossing superhero film ever in America, edging out 2012's Avengers. Sorry about that, player. Featuring a predominantly black cast, directed by Creed and Fruitvale Station's Ryan Coogler. What was that? All right, okay. This is the highest grossing film from a black director ever. Have you seen it? Schools, churches, celebrities are buying out theaters and sending kids to see Black Panther. It's amazing. If you already weren't aware, viewers of all ages associated with this to say about it. Here's a tweet from Blissful Storm using the hashtag what Black Panther means to me. When I saw the cast of women, all my complexion are darker, none sexualized or demonized because of it, and it wasn't a film about slavery or drug addiction, I cried. Here's another tweet. What Black to change, include. Come on, like what's going on, y'all? All right, I'm trying to get through this. All right, what Black Panther means to me is change, inclusion, perspective, Black excellence, and so much more. It is my heart. And lastly, it's our chance to teach little Black children that our story isn't defined by slavery and pain, but it's okay to imagine yourself doing fantastical things. Africa is beautiful. Hashtag what Black Panther means to me. Jeez, man, with tweets like this, I gotta see the film.
T'Challa, 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 T'Challa.
Everybody,
T'Challa,
this is...
T'Challa, T'Challa.
What is that?
T'Challa, T'Challa, T'Challa.
Keziah.
T'Challa.
Keziah, is that you? Where are you?
That is not my name.
Okay, what is your name?
Nakia,
Nakia.
Ndobu, Shuri, Zuri, Mbaku.
Okay, Nakuri, Nazuri.
Don't. You speak with the language of the colonizer. Listen, I am in Wakanda. I saw the movie. I had to move there. That's where I am right now.
That's where you are right now.
That is where I am right now. Why aren't you here? Why haven't you packed your bags? You saw the movie. You saw the beauty that Wakanda holds. Why aren't you here?
Everyone just can't pack up and leave whenever they want.
What are you saying? This is where we are from. These are my people.
I understand. I understand where
You're stuttering. See, this is what happens. You have spent far too much time with the colonizer, and he has taken over your language, and you can't even speak for yourself when you didn't make a logical decision for you and your future. What are you? I don't even know who you are anymore. You see the beautiful land behind me?
I do.
The skies, the trees. Look what you're missing out on, the beautiful people.
I think you might be taking this thing a little too far.
I don't think you're taking it seriously enough. What do you have to say for yourself, Devin, colonizer?
Not too much.
Obviously, not too much. Well, I tell you, the land of Wakanda has everything to say. Why aren't you here?
You know what? I think I need to go.
What do you mean you need to go? No. You need to come to Wakanda to live and live your true essence in this beautiful land.
Can you tell me some like facts? Like, how did you get there?
I took a plane.
A plane?
Yeah, I took a plane. There's the Wakandan Airlines.
One of those flights, right? Or like I think it was like a flight to Wakanda.
Yeah, but like they leave like every hour and a half from DCA.
From DCA.
But sometimes they're late. Okay. I don't know, but you can get one. They're free for people who claim their Wakandan ancestry.
Wakanda.
Just stop. Just stop. The colonizer's tongue has taken you over. I don't expect you to be able to pronounce it or remember it or honor it because apparently you love the colonizer's land so much that you decided to stay there.
What? What is that over there?
What are you talking about?
No, look, zoom in. Is that a
no.
Is that a cord?
No, I was charging my phone. No, it's
cell phone.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Okay. So about that fight to Wakanda.
I have a Skype meeting. I gotta go. I gotta go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Keziah. We'll be right back with more on Station TV right after this. That was dope. All right, that's a wrap. Hi. Thank you. So.
You and I were talked about. It seems they still talk about us now. We're the talk of the town. Don't you see? To be who we were before, we don't need to think so hard. Oh, I went through it, sunk in a daydream. We were chasing, tasting. See, I met you on a star, but we would sit and fall. But will grow far beyond this. Maybe I'll see you around. I'll hit your phone and we'll talk about this. Maybe $1 million in a daydream. Don't wake me up. We were chasing such a daydream, tasting love, but who are you? Don't wake me. Don't wake me. Don't wake me. Don't wake me up.
Welcome, Kramer.
Hi,
Hey,
how's it going?
it's going pretty good. You just killed it.
Oh, thanks.
No problem, no problem. I think the viewers are really in for a treat. So let me ask you this now. Your art, I don't even know how to describe it almost. I feel like it's extremely vulnerable.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that would be something you would describe my music as. Probably because it's so personal.
Gotcha.
Every single song is about either my life or somebody else's life that I know. So I think vulnerability is necessary in those types of songs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have trouble like accessing vulnerability, or is it amongst you?
Not accessing vulnerability. I don't even know if that's so much a thing when I write, because it's sort of just interpretations of different concepts. And so I mean, yeah, you have to be vulnerable in order to write those things, but I don't think I like go into it intentionally thinking I have to access it as a part of any other, you know, some sort of other mind state that I have. I think it just comes out because it's always there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I guess writing for you is habitual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say a day in the life of Kramer would be like?
Depends on if it's a Friday or no. I think a typical day of me being on my game is waking up, eating breakfast, you know, some oatmeal or some fruits or smoothies and stuff, and then either rehearsing for something that I have coming up, or just writing, getting my mind clear for the day. It depends on what happened the day before, really.
I got you.
Just practicing whatever goals I have in mind. If I want to learn 5 songs that I heard on the radio and that sound really nice, then that's going in my journal as a goal that I need to work on, those 5 songs.
Okay.
You know, just different things that I think, that would be nice to do. I just do them.
Okay. So, let me ask you this. I know a big part of an artist is, like I said, becoming vulnerable, being vulnerable.
Right.
And we have a different path than most people,
Right.
being an artist. What would you say, I guess, what type of things do you pour into your life, or you bring into your life that inspire you to write or inspire you to be a positive person?
I would have to say watching people learn new things and realizing that the mind is very responsive to, or I'd say like situations are very responsive to how your mind works and how you view things. So I kind of like try to look at everything from an unbiased viewpoint and see what I can learn from them, or see other people learning things from concepts. for example, my song "Don't Wake Me" is it's kind of abstract for the first time listening to it, and then you're like, what is she talking about? But I think that that's how a lot of my songs are. They're just very observational, you know? It's not necessarily telling you to feel a certain way or to think a certain thing. It's sort of just like, hey, here are all these things that I've seen. What do you take from this? You know, like it's art, right? You can't like keep trying to put it in a box. You kind of just have to interpret it how you feel connects to you. And that's all I do. I just upload things, and then when it's time to download them, you know, regarding music.
Okay, makes sense, makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. One of the things I've noticed from watching you is that you normally wear a head wrap, a garment. What's the story behind that?
It's kind of like a, I feel like it demonstrates my power and ability to show what I want and not show what I want. Sort of I would say less control than redefinition of what it is that I hold sacred. And I think the crown is a very sacred way of expressing who you are and what you determined is your style. And I think with me, I wear my hair out sometimes. I don't always cover my hair up. But when I do cover my hair up, I feel a newfound sense of control and kind of connectivity to like this long lineage of people who also wore their head wrapped. And it just makes me feel good. And you know, if it has a nice pattern on it or a nice texture, I think that adds to the fashion choices that I choose. So it's a lot of things wrapped into one thing.
Makes sense.
Wrapped into one thing. Okay.
Here we go. So in the song Vanilla, you said, "Don't ask me for any more favors."
Yeah, I did.
Break that down.
So the full thing is, don't ask me for any more favors. I'm losing track of the reason I came here for. I'm losing sight of the pieces that brought me home, so don't ask me. And it's after that, you know, that long spiel of like, I'm not vanilla no more. But I think it's a release. I think when you go through the song is really kind of my first aggressive song, to be honest. It's the first song I wrote that was like, I'm not in love with everything, you know. Before it was like sunshine and, you know, all this stuff. But at the end of that, it was just like, you know, don't ask me for anything else. I'm healing. I'm putting myself back together. Like, I'm losing track. Whenever you know, hit me up and ask for a favor, I'm losing track of where I came from and what made me whole. So I kind of had to add that at the tail end of the song as sort of a reminder to, you know, let yourself heal. You can be angry and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you have to really think about what things you're putting in action afterwards, or what things you're keeping away from you, or what things you're pulling closer in order to truly, like, move through that whole process. So.
I got you. You seem, like, just being around your presence, you seem truly grounded.
Oh,
yeah,
thanks. Nice.
Like, one of the things I feel like comes out in your music that is definitely storytelling. It's definitely a lot of things, but it makes you almost stop moving. It's almost introspective in a way.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, is that intentional? Is that a part of you?
Well, it's intentional when I write it.
Okay.
So, I mean, I hope that it's, you know, it has that effect. You want, when you write something, or like even when you make films and go into any type of art thing, you have this image in your head and this story in your head that you want to put down. And we have this crazy responsibility as artists too, because we get up on stage and we literally like share that image that we had with everybody else in the audience. And so, I mean, I hope that it's clear what I'm communicating. It's intentional, being, you know, being vulnerable and being honest. But I mean, if it comes off as that to you, I'm really happy.
I got you.
You know? There's no way of me knowing, right? Like when you're standing in front of an audience, people can go, ooh, ah, but you never really know what they're thinking.
My next song is called Martian. And it's about not being seen when you want to be. So, this is Martian. I tried to find another, but they all led me astray. They don't look at me with your eyes. You could kill me with one look my way, and I wouldn't mind if I died. Just shoot me another glance that says it. That says you look like that special kind of girl. Oh, what a match we could be. We could go get higher off of love. So come on, baby, match me. So I'm sitting in this park, you know, mind over matter, thinking, do I even matter? Tried to catch your eye, but she's even better. So do I even matter? Just say, you look like that special kind of girl. Oh, what a match we could be. Ooh, we could go get higher off of love. So come on, baby, match me. You must be from another planet. There ain't nobody like you. I know that this earth's warmer than how we found it. My Martian man, let's go higher. You must be from another planet. There ain't nobody like you. I know this earth's warmer than how we found it. My Martian man, let's go high. Go high, let's just go high. Higher, go higher. Let's go higher. I tried to find another like you, but there's no one with your eyes. Higher, go higher. Let's just go higher. Higher. Let's go higher. Thank you.
One of the things I always hear artists say is that their art comes from like a higher place, or their art comes from their ancestors. Their art comes from, I guess it comes from some of your experiences. Do you feel like you're a vessel?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I definitely think so. There's no way, I mean, I don't go to sleep and think, tomorrow I'm going to think about this song and I know exactly how it's like. I can't do that. So that's why I believe that I'm a vessel, because you make stuff out of thin air.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It's just, you just make a song and it didn't exist and you just make it. I think, yeah, it's miraculous.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I guess a lot of people, they say, like,
how many years you've been doing this? Because you would almost, it's scary how good you are.
Oh.
So how long have you been doing this?
So there are different aspects to it.
Okay.
I didn't pick up guitar until, that was the very last aspect that I added. So performance, I started in theater.
Okay.
That was 2011. No, it wasn't. It was 2009. And I started doing theater in high school. It was musical theater. So I had experience going on a stage and interacting with people and getting used to the lights and the people looking at you and you not really understanding how to move on a stage. And then I started to do choir. So then I started to sing. When I graduated from high school, I was mostly singing. Like I wasn't really moving around on a stage as much. But in college, that's when I decided to pick up acoustic guitar. Right. So it was kind of like I had this background in theater, and then I was starting to sing. I didn't really know what direction I want. Like, did I want to be electronic or something like that? And I was in school for biology. It was a whole thing.
Wow.
It was a whole mess, to be honest.
Gotcha.
And I focused on guitar and vocals in college. And then when I left college, that's when I started production. I started producing my own music and arranging my own arrangements. And that's when I started thinking about the musicality of guitar. Because then I was like, while I was producing, I was like, there are so many different melodies that I could choose from. Before I was thinking, it's all about performance. Like it's the theater. You can sing, that's great. But then when I started picking up guitar and doing production, I was like, there's so many there are different ways I can sing, and like with the guitar I can add a whole nother voice to my voice. It was just kind of mind-blowing. And so I started to sit down, and this was 2.5 years ago. I sat in my basement. This was after a whole lot of going in and out of state with different opportunities. And I was like, I'm not really giving off my best performance. I know I'm not, because when I go on stage and I get off stage, I'm thinking, wow, they really liked what I was doing, but that's not what I heard in my head. You know, like I wasn't giving them the performance that I knew that I wanted, you know? I think as an artist, you always have this belief or this image in your head of what you want to create. And when you start to create it and you're like, oh, this is not at all what I set out to create, you get a little bit frustrated and you like go back to the drawing board. And so that's what I did. I went back to the drawing board a couple years ago, and I just like started learning skill, like accuracy and how to emote what it is I heard in my head into the real world.
Gotcha.
So that was a
manifestation of
stages.
ideas.
Yeah, it was a few different stages. This next song is called Wash It Away.
Small talk on a Saturday. I never imagined this would happen to me. Small friends taking holiday from work to see you, baby. You always kept my demons at bay. Unemployed, but I was with you, babe, with you, babe. 'Cause you'd always have something to say. You knew when to wash it away. You knew when to push me away. You know when to, oh, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Have a seat in my universe. Let you stay a little longer. Come enjoy my theater. Oh, oh. You're the only one who read the script, watched the play, and you always get my demons at bay. Unemployed, but I was with you, babe, with you, babe. 'Cause you'd always have something to say. You knew when to wash it away. You knew when when to push me away. You know when to. Oh, 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 oh. Have a seat in my universe. Let you stay a little longer. Oh, come enjoy my theater. You're the only one who read the script, watched the play, and you always give my demons at bay. Unemployed, but I was with you, babe, with you, babe. You'd always have something to say. You knew when to wash it away. You knew when to push me away. Oh, you knew when to. Oh, whoa. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Ooh.
So what do you think is next for Kramer?
I don't know. I have no idea. What do I think is next? I mean, I have a lot of performances lined up, but there are a lot of things that I haven't tapped into. There are a lot of talents that I know that I'm good at, but I haven't developed them to the level that I want to.
Gotcha.
So now it's like a question of, should you go with this thing that you're really good at right now, or should you like start to kind of venture into these other skills and stuff too? Or I could just put them all together and just
Be a one-woman show.
You know, yeah. So, but I don't know. I'm still
Gotcha.
very much like feeling out how to do this stuff in the first place. So.
So what are some of the things I guess you're trying out? Like I know you. What are some?
Yeah. So I'm also a painter.
Nice.
I've painted in a few expos. I am a muralist.
Wow.
I painted at Charles River Flowers High School, their theater department. I also mentor kids through the arts.
Nice.
At Flowers. I went to Flowers.
Okay.
So their theater department, I go back every year and I help them out with like performance technique and vocal coaching and just kind of like confidence building things that it's not common sense. When you get on a stage, you just don't know, right? So I try to be like that connector. Public speaking, motivational speaking, you know, I like to bowl, you know, there's just so many
All
things.
right. It's a lot.
You know, what if I could become never mind. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So when you do the song "Why Do You Love Me," right?
I'm sorry?
Why do you love me?
No. You deserve your love.
You deserve your love. See,
Like, what?
here we go.
But I don't know,
Right.
Devin. I just love you.
Yeah, I know.
Why are you asking?
I appreciate it.
It's cool.
So with this song, I guess I know you got into it earlier, but what experiences shaped that song?
You deserve your love. The title is very, very straight to the point. But I noticed a lot of people in my life weren't really getting the recognition that they deserve. I guess I'm really big on like showing people that I'm grateful, or just that whole like concept of somebody doing something and being appreciated for it. I think a lot of my music, like, I don't know why it revolves around that, but it was basically just me writing to a person that didn't necessarily understand or see their worth, and that they play a big part in that, in their own view of themselves. And sometimes you don't realize that until somebody says, hey, no, you deserve that. Like, you deserve rest. You deserve to like really care for yourself. You deserve all the love in the world. Like, and I think people go like days and months and years without hearing that. And so I wanted to make a song that specifically said, like, you deserve your love. Like, you deserve some peace of mind, some stillness. You deserve your love, like, at the end of the day.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very empowering, but it's also very universal.
Thanks. Did it talk to you?
It did.
Okay.
It did. It did.
Good. You was back there just.
No, because I just had to take a moment. I was just like literally, I'm like, okay, you know about synesthesia, right? Like,
Synesthesia.
it's like when you hear sound and you
right.
see color.
Yep.
Like, your music makes me stop in place and like just search
Yeah.
here.
Think about it, right?
Really just search here and go, how can I be better? Or how can I like show people they appreciate it?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost like it's full of shared experiences, because it's like, wow, this person is expressing a thought that I have.
Yeah. It connects.
It connects. It resonates. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with more One Honest Nation TV right after this. Welcome back to One Honest Nation TV. I'm your host, Devin Willer, and this is a continuation of my sit down with Kramer. So, I'm hearing that you have a project coming up.
Yes, I do. It's called Spring Renewal.
Nice.
It's coming out throughout the spring. One song is already out. It's called Nobody's Coming Back. It's available on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, all the
Gotcha. Go get it.
platforms.
Go
Yes.
get it.
I produced it. I played on it. I sang on it. I did everything on the track. So if you hear the track, let me know what you think. And I mean,
So tell us more about what can people expect with Spring Renewal.
Oh, well, it kind of plays with the themes of spring. So you think blossoming and blooming and rebirth and healing and putting things back together. That's the common theme that flows through all the songs.
Nice. And it fits in the same kind of like space as the music that you heard today, right?
Yeah, it's the same. 3 of those songs are actually on that. So a couple of the songs I played, I've never performed them. So
See, there we go.
there
Exclusive.
it is.
Dropping heat. I love it. I love it. How can people follow you? How can people get in contact with you?
Mostly everything is Meet Kramer, MEETCRAMER.
No meat.
No, no meat,
You're
MEAT.
Okay.
Because I'm a vegan,
Gotcha.
but meat.
Meet Kramer. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Meet
Kramer.
Kramer.
Hey, here's my friend Kramer. Meet Kramer.
Gotcha.
Right. And that's also my email account, meetkramer@gmail, Instagram, everything except Twitter. It's Kramer Music because somebody else had Meet Kramer.
Some other
I don't know what that was
person
about. But yeah.
has it.
Yeah. And that's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. This was great.
Yeah. It's a blessing to have you here.
Aw. Devin. Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap for this episode of One Honest Nation TV. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
But new arrivals are on horizon. New arrivals are on horizon. New arrivals are on horizon.
One Honest Nation with Devin Wheeler was produced with the services and facilities of Arlington Independent Media.
More Yah at onehonestnation.com.
Wait. Wait.
on me. Wait on me. Wait on me. Wait on me. Wait. You wanna be strong like an eagle. Wait. Wait on me. Wait. Seek my face, be my faithful one. Seek my love, it's everlasting for you. Hear my voice, I'm one who calls you near to me. Wait on me. Wait on me. Wait on me. Wait on me. You wanna be strong like an eagle. You wanna feel the weight of my glory. You want the fullness of my presence. You wanna know all my love poured out. Wait on me. Wait on me. Wait on me. Wait on me. You wanna be strong like an eagle. You wanna feel the weight of my glory. You want the fullness of my presence. You wanna know my love poured out. You wanna be strong like an eagle. You wanna feel the weight of my glory. You want the fullness of my presence. You wanna know my love poured out. You wanna be strong like an eagle. You wanna feel the weight of my glory. You want the fullness of my presence. You wanna know my love poured out. You wanna be strong like an eagle. Oh, you wanna feel the weight of my glory. You want the fullness of my presence. You wanna know all my love poured out. Wait. Wait. Seek my face, be my faithful one. Seek my love, it's everlasting for you. Hear my voice, I'm the one who calls you near to me. Wait on me. I'll seek your face, I'll be your faithful one. I'll seek your love, I know it's everlasting for me. I know your voice, you're the one who draws me near to you. I'll wait on you.
Welcome back to One Honest Nation TV. I'm your host, Devin Willer. And up next, we have a very special guest. Coming in is one of the most influential people in the DMV area under 30. Shanice Bomero is a policy advocate by trade, currently involved in community organizing around criminal justice issues, and working with my church, the Zion Church, to develop a project called the Zion Justice Ministry. Please welcome Shanice Bomero. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right. So Shanice, I guess, what got you into social justice issues?
Right. So I've always been very influenced and very curious about like who I am. So I'm Nigerian American. My mom is native Washingtonian and my dad is Nigerian. So I was always kind of curious about like what that meant on both sides. And I just remember really just gravitating towards the civil rights movement and just everything about it. Like, you know, like when you're back in elementary school, the very prominent ones or the ones that folks talk about a lot. So like Malcolm and Martin and, you know, Harriet, well, not Harriet Tubman, but like Rosa Parks.
Yeah, Rosa Parks.
And just, I remember saying in that instance, like, wow, like I would love to be a part of the civil rights movement. And kind of now, like we're in, you know what I'm saying? Like we're in that time
That makes sense.
where we're having just like a resurgence or just more attention to what's going on, like the injustices that are going on in the world. And basically, I was just like the time is now, and I've always kind of gravitated towards policy, particularly or civics, particularly in high school. I was really great at it, and just decided to pursue it undergrad, and so I did. And at first, I was like, nah, you know, maybe not. Maybe this isn't for me. But then I started integrating Black history in it, and really realized that this is like the sweet spot, essentially, like where I'm supposed to be. And so, you know, ended up getting my master's in public policy with a focus on criminology and also education, and then, you know, getting to work as a policy advocate, and I love it.
So what would you say are, I guess, to be a social advocate, what would you say conditions are currently and what causes are you taking up?
Okay. So the current causes I'm taking up are mass incarceration. So essentially, we saw the rise in the prison population, and we've also seen, or I've also seen, that it's impacting mostly Black and brown folks. So that's kind of the work that I'm dedicating my life to.
Okay.
I am alive in Christ. He is my love and I'm his beloved. I am alive in Christ. He is my love and I'm his beloved. His words are full of life and full of spirit to those who hear it. His word lasts forever. Pardon my heart's overflow. You are the one. You are the only one who deserves my heart. You are the bread of life and the living water. You are the one. You are the one who lives. You are love, and I am alive in Christ. He is my love and I'm his beloved. I am alive in Christ. He is my love and I am his. His words are full of life and full of spirit to those who hear it. His word lasts forever. Part in my heart's overflow. You are the one. You are the only one who deserves my heart. You are the bread of life and the living water. You are true love. You are the one who lives you a love. You are the one. You are the only one who deserves my heart. You are the bread of life and the living water. You are true love. You are the one who lives you a love. And the one that I'm in love with is you. And the one that I'm in love with is you. You, Jesus. And the one that I'm in love with is you. And the one that I'm in love with is you. You, Jesus. And the one that I'm in love with is you. And the one that I'm in love with is you. And the one that I'm in love with is you. And the one that I'm in love with is you. And the one that I'm in love with is you. Oh, and the one that I'm in love with is you. And the one that I'm in love with is you. And the one that I'm in love with is you. Oh Jesus, 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 oh Jesus. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, you make me come alive. You make me come alive. You make me come alive. I will be dead without you. You make me come alive. You make me come alive. You make me come alive. I will be dead without you. Me come alive. You make me come alive. You make me come alive. I will be dead without you. You make me come alive. You make me come alive. You make me come alive. I will be dead without you. You make me come alive. You make me come alive. You make me come alive. I would be dead without you. You make me come alive. You make me come alive. You make me come alive. I would be dead without you. I would be lost without you. I would be gone without you. I would be dead without you. I would be dead without you. I would be lost without you. I would be gone without you. I am alive in Christ. He is my love and I'm his beloved. I am alive in Christ. He is my love and I am his. His words are full of life and full of spirit to those who hear it. His words last forever. Yeah, 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 yeah. I am alive in Christ.
I know you're probably aware of the Portals campaign, and how would you say is the best way for young people or people who are inspired by some of the words shared today to get involved?
Right. So we see a lot of what's happening on the federal level, and it seems as if it's this like thick wall that we can't penetrate, and a lot of people feel hopeless because of that. And a remedy to that is turning to your state and local issues, particularly because what your state and local politicians are doing impacts you day to day. And even just thinking about like street repair and trash pickup, which is like really big issue in Prince George's County, since most folks went down to 1 day versus 2 days out of the week. But just also like your local criminal justice issues as well, because what we see is that most folks are in the criminal justice system are only going there for 1 to 3 years, right? And so that impacts you more at the state and local level versus the federal level. And you can do something about that. And I think the most important thing to do, like just as a starting point, is just even getting to know who your state and local electeds are.
Gotcha.
And most people don't know who their state delegate or state senator is. And when you're looking for some change to happen in your neighborhood or in your state, those are the people that you really need to be talking to.
Gotcha. So I guess, in what community do you come from?
Right. You mean historically
Here.
or
like locally?
So locally, I'm a native Washingtonian myself, but we moved to Prince George's County.
Okay.
So first to District Heights and now I'm in Bowie.
Nice. So who are your local legislators?
All right. So my local legislator, my state senator is Douglas J.J. Peters, and I have 2 state delegates, which is Joseph Valerio, and also Marvin Holmes.
Great. So how are you communicating with those individuals?
All right. So my communication is a little bit different than most folks, because last year during the legislative session, I was lobbying these folks too. So I had more constant communication, but you don't need to be a lobbyist to have communication with folks. Like most state and local electeds, they have things like a chat and chew or coffee with your legislator, that sort of thing, where it serves as like smaller town halls where you can actually voice your issues. And if your elected actually cares about, what's going on in the community and cares about the constituents, they typically have those modes that they want to engage people on.
Nice. Okay, so let me ask you this. How do you speak to someone who may say, I like what you're saying, Shawnice, but they may have a pessimistic attitude? How do you approach them? How do you convince them of changing their mind?
Okay, so I wouldn't convince them. I wouldn't even try to convince them to change their mind. But I would say to them that in this time, in this Trump era, we cannot afford to be pessimistic about anything that's going on, and it's kind of the time to act at this point. And things can get better, and things have gotten better. Sans what's going on federally.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so at this point, like, I don't try to convince people, just like I don't try to convince racists not to be racist anymore.
Okay. So speaking of, I guess, a faith component, you definitely have a faith component within your lobbying and legislating. Can you speak on that?
Sure. So some of the folks in Zion, we all came together. We all had a heart for justice and really wanted to see something happen in our church, because it's a lot of influential people in the church, and we were just kind of missing the impact, like the positive impact that the church has had on things like the civil rights movement, right? And what kind of gave us our in is Pastor Battle is a very he's a very issue-minded person, and so he's talked on the stage before about justice issues, and so we said, okay, you know. And then he also had some sermons about, you know, like acting in your purpose. And many of us, all of us on kind of the founding committee of the Zion Justice League said, you know what, I think he's like calling us to action. So that's what we did. And so we've just now gotten that off the ground and been able to get people engaged, other people who just think that, you know, justice is godly.
Gotcha. Are there any steps that you could say a viewer right now could take to get in contact with you or get more educated about their local legislators?
Right. So getting in contact with me, you can send me an email. That's probably the best mode. Or if you're, at Zion, then just see me in the hallway and stop me. But just getting in touch with your local legislator, send them an email or, give them a phone call because they're kind of bound to answer your phone calls or your emails, and just go to the events that they're having and engage with them and tell them that the things that you care about, and just even starting that process. There's if you just look up who is my legislator on Google, for instance, some things will pop up, like mdelect.net if you're in Maryland, will pop up, and you just type in your address and it tells you who all your federal and state electeds are.
Got you. Now, how important, I guess you could say, is this vote coming up?
Yeah, so we are looking at the primary election. June 26th, early voting is June 14th through the 21st. And this election is actually very critical. So again, a lot of what we're seeing on the federal level is chaos. And focusing on making the change locally is kind of the pivotal point to enacting change and influencing what's going on in the federal level, and just even in our immediate states and cities. And so if you have a very deep blue county, like Prince George's County specifically, or let's say like Baltimore City, your primary is basically the deciding point for you. And what I mean like by deep blue is that typically there are no Republicans running, that Republican candidates are not viable in your typically in your county. So by the primary election, all the decisions are kind of made for you. Gotcha. And that's when you have like the bigger pool of folks running in the election. And then when it gets to the general election, maybe you're down to just a ceremonial vote where, a very small amount of people have decided kind of your fate already. And you're just kind of like waving them in, essentially.
Now I want to harp on this last point. That you said that your state legislators are bound to respond and bound. You should call them action. They should be accountable. Let's say this. How can we, let's say this. Let's just harp on that point. So what are some of the ways that we can take action to hold legislators more accountable?
So I think when it comes to that is organizing in your community, right? So while they're bound to hear what you to hear what you're saying, coming to them with 50 other constituents, folks folks living in your neighborhood, or just folks, for instance, in Bowie or something that nature. If we wanted, I don't know, like a new ice rink or whatever, getting other people behind that. So me going to my legislator, like, they'll listen to me, but bringing 50 people with me saying, hey, we also want this roller rink or ice rink or whatever in the city of Bowie is a lot stronger. And so that's kind of that's what organizing is, just assembling people or building people power to back certain issues. So for instance, there's a lot of environmental justice things happening down in southern Prince George's County, but because some parts of southern Prince George's County aren't as organized as other areas, you can build those environmental justice nightmares essentially in those areas, because there's not a lot of people standing up and saying, hey, this is not what we want.
So there's strength in numbers.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And that's biblical.
That's biblical. There we go. Well, thank you. I'd like to thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That was Shanice Romero. We'll be right back with more on Honest Nation TV right after this.
Oh, I have a sense of urgency here. No one knows the return of Christ is near. Whoa, one was when, but can you afford to pretend? I have a sense of urgency here. No one knows the return of Christ is near. Whoa, oh, 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 whoa.
One Honest Nation with Devin Wheeler was produced with the services and facilities of Arlington Independent Media.